Yo, hello. Bây giờ mình sẽ khiêu chiến con rồng. Cứu cứu mấy anh công nhân mỏ đang nằm đây thôi. Cảm giác khá lát.
What's happening?
What type of monster is this?
Morax, you arrive at my doorstep of your own volition. Excellent. Taking revenge or sealing me away will be all the easier.
So, the little girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, Azhdaha, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Here we go. Watch out!
Allow me.
You've recovered. How can that...
Focus your efforts, Morax.
Opening box of Adepti Tricks. Prize.
Solidify!
Speed of light. Yeah. Cut to the chase. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Fisher! This one's not enough. You would forsake me again?
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Yahoo! Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves. Incoming. Nowhere to hide.
Crumble.
That was
Gather!
Yahoo! Wings of darkness! Come, sever night from day! Think you can get away? Let's play!
There is no atonement for 1,000
blink.
years that Morax. You think you can destroy me?
Oz revealed by...
Life goes on.
Speed of light!
I will have order.
Nowhere to hide.
Be crushed.
Incoming.
Fisher!
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Wheel of life.
Time for takeoff.
Stabilize!
With sword comes shadow.
Đã giết được nó rồi.
Morax. 1,000 years after you sealed...
You should call it by its name.
Fate? Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant.
No. You...
That voice!
Azhdaha.
Huh? Kunjun?
Morax. It's been a while.
You're
Azhdaha.
During the battle, you imbued us with your...
Yes, it was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. Allow me to elaborate. Heaven and earth, yin and yang, opposing forces.
So there are...
No! It can't be!
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. That's when it occurred to you. The loosening of the seal constituted
The audacity! Are you insane?
I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was. Only the past would elicit...
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall.
Don't blame yourself. I have changed beyond all recognition. It's been so long. A secret...
There would be no harm in it.
Azhdaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon. The memories of rocks do not last long. Those memories that survive are rooted in erosion, ground Azhdaha's consciousness into oblivion. Azhdaha, now incomplete.
What would you expect?
This much is true, which is what, in the beginning, in order to open up new territory, erosion made us. Morax shared with us some of his power, and so we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. Witness the promise between...
No!
I am the remnants of Azhdaha's benevolence.
No! It is I, Azhdaha, forged...
Morax is not.
A lord over insects is nothing...
You forgot yourself. Nobody held that which you have forgotten. I hold all powers under heaven, rise and fall of land and sea.
A star appears within the wild. Strange.
You are spent, and I will soon disappear. In the wilderness, snow falls on a spring day.
No!
Perhaps it isn't, but it remains.
More axe!
The little girl vanished!
Are you satisfied?
I had to make amends. So, Morax.
I do.
Well,
As you please.
I never did forget your...
I hardly lifted a finger.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon.
Your power is nearly Shall we get going, you and I?
Surely the pressing matter is still that...
Indeed. Hence the need.
Wow. Hoàn thành kiếp chiến.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners!
So there you are. My men and I found your clues, and we found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind.
Cave? What?
They're exhausted, but not in danger.
Right. Well,
So you're taking them back to Liyue.
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be
Kunjun, we should be
Not I. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans.
You always did have...
Curious how swords and daggers are...
Azhdaha.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary...
Even you met such a fate.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must...
And how will Liyue fare without
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. You were always the strongest That's unimportant. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence.
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes to the subject of a life long lived.
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago.
You've brought a smile to my face.
That day in the chasm.
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and...
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the...
Hence, my... Do not forget that I was there with Liyue's found old friend.
Thank you, Azhdaha.
My life is nigh on eternal.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be alarmed.
Whoa, that was so...
In fact, we have yet to meet the... He was. Centuries may have passed since then.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo-life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azhdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes, quicker than words could tell. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds!
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
Cốt truyện
The
thú vị
dragon
quá.
accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Azhdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Azhdaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me, towards Liyue, towards life. He was willing to be sealed away. But as the erosion set, even I cannot avoid it. But there is something I understand better. The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia may come and go, personally sealing away an old friend. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue but I was a god of mankind. My identity may...
You still care a lot.
Call it... I must thank you, but...
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. So, not long ago, he told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were Zhongli, you're a god.
I can...
Why? You can't even give us a thread of information.
I understand. But I must apologize.
You mean another past grievance? Like the
It was signed before it all began. I have always honored the contract.
How can...
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of... There are many events of ages past. They have been eroded by time. Forgotten by the people.
Wow.
Abandoned. But you are capable of finding them, and those who come to witness
Đi góp lại với
will
mọi
witness.
những lịch sử nào.
Those who are born to remember. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficulties ahead.
Wow. Hoàn thành nhiệm vụ rồi. Let's go. Fuck. Yeah. Rồi, kết thúc video thôi. Cảm ơn mọi người đã theo dõi. Bye bye.